Hey guys, what's going on? This is the conservative, and I am live and direct. Um, Try to see if I can get a few more people to come in. Let's see. So, as you guys know, I'm live and direct. I have a live broadcast. You can get involved, join the show. I've put the link down um, in the comments section to the right. So if you click on that link, you'll be able to join the show. Um, so the topic of the show is, why are the blacks so disingenuous? And I think this is an important thing to know because it seems as if black people, and not all, but most black people have a tough time telling the truth. I was just watching a show. I was just watching a clip from another YouTuber's channel. Um, and what I noticed was he was placing the clip. By the way, the YouTuber's name is Brandon Tatum, and what I noticed was that he put a clip of a woman who put a clip on her website trying to frame a black man looking as if he was being assaulted or being harassed for no reason by white law enforcement. When truth when the truth of the matter was that she didn't show um earlier footage that even led to the black man having a confrontation with the police, because what happened in that clip. Maybe I might be able to show you that clip. I don't know. Well, maybe not, but I'll just explain it. Because what happened in that clip was that uh, there was a is that he was riding around with a bike in the store that he didn't pay for. Uh, one of the store associates spotted him, told him to get off. He refused. He continued to keep riding around with the unpurchased bike, and that's when the store merchant, that's when one of the store associates decided to call the police. That's when the man walked up to the front of the. That's when the man walked up in the front of the aisle trying to pretend to buy the bike, and that's when the police came, and then obviously the police felt that that he was disorderly. And since he had reasonable suspicion to believe that he was disorderly the store based on the store associate's testimony, and based on what they seen prior to the and based on the video that they seen, they had enough probable cause to charge him with disorderly conduct. So at this point, they have enough to require him to identify himself, in which he refused. And because he refused that, he committed obstruction of justice, and that's the reason why he was arrested. So had he just complied like anybody else would, at worst case scenario, the guy gets a ticket. He gets a citation. He shows up in court. He pays the citation, or he can choose to fight it and lose and still pay the citation, and then all is well. And now he has to be arrested, taken to jail, and now he has to be arraigned for disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, along with other charges. And it didn't necessarily have to be, but the reason why I say this is because This lady, whose name I will bring up. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. I know I have the clip. You know what? It was probably better for me to just bring this up, but let's see. Let's see. Lakeisha Rice. Okay, just wanted to make sure I knew who I was speaking about. So Lakeisha Rice. First of all, you should never ever believe anyone, anyone who has the name Lakeisha. Any woman that has the name Lakeisha Rice, that is a disaster waiting to happen. You know that that is going to come with nothing but trouble, ghetto trouble. So Lakeisha Rice had a I guess she has a website. Let me check this. Okay. All right. So Lakeisha Rice is a woman. I guess she has some type of social media platform, and she posted the video of the black man being arrested by the white cop, and she painted it as if the black man was unjustly being handcuffed by by the white cop, and she made it look as if he was the victim, and try to paint this whole narrative that all he was trying to do was purchase a bike. Now, see, this is the thing that's really, really disingenuous about the blacks. Very, very, very disingenuous. And obviously, it shows her true nature of of what her and what the other blacks are trying to display. This whole idea of victimization, this whole idea of the race card and stating that uh, that the system is after them, and once she was able to post this on her website, the comments, obviously as usual, coming from the blacks, is it's a systemic racism, and this should stop. This is ridiculous. You notice how what I've noticed among most blacks, not all, but what I've noticed among most blacks is that most black people are very dishonest. Very, very, very dishonest. You couldn't get black people to tell the truth if it meant that they will be able to live forever. The blacks would rather choose mortality over telling the truth. If you were to give a black person a gun and tell them, "Hey, you have two choices. You can either tell the truth or you can take this gun and go kill somebody." Don't be surprised if you hear most blacks saying, "Give me the gun." They would rather kill somebody than to tell the truth, because the blacks have this thing called ego and their pride, and the blacks care more about feeling good than doing good. Just remember that about the blacks. That is their main memo. Black people care more about feeling good rather than doing good. And it's a shame. It's a shame that we're seeing this in the black community, but it's so prevalent. And so this woman tried to paint this black man and tried to make him look as if he was a complete victim in the whole matter, when truth be told, he was the true instigator throughout the matter. He was the man that felt entitled to a bike that he did not pay for, that really was not in his possession. He just tried to make it into his possession. And then when confronted about it, now he wants to play the victim. And this is the problem that's going on in the black community. This is the reason why when politicians decide, you know what, rather than hold rather than hold the blacks accountable for their actions, let's just let them go. They lived a hard life. Been through racism and systemic racism and institutional racism and jujitsu racism and all this other crap. And this is not helping the blacks at all. Most blacks. This is not helping most blacks. Most blacks are have already feel entitled to do whatever they want. Most blacks believe that they are above the law. They believe that they should be able to do drugs whenever they want to. They believe that they should be able to steal whenever they want to, and not one single person should get in their way of being immoral. And then when you set policies that does not confront and correct the behavior, when you set policies that do not legislate their behavior, these are the outcomes that you get. All right? You get robberies that are going through the roof. You get homicides that are going through the roof, assaults that are going through the roof, and it's all committed by, and it's mainly committed by black people. This is the reason why the Democratic Party is an evil party. They see that the blacks are self-destructing, hurting each other, robbing each other, killing each other, and robbing and killing other races as well. And yet they are not willing to step in and legislate the behavior. Well, if the Democrats are not willing to do that, what makes you think that the blacks are willing to do that? The only way that they will be willing to do that is that it will take for them to want to come back to God. That's what it's really going to take. But as long as black people believe that they don't really have to do anything other than what they feel like doing, then you're going to constantly get this vicious cycle. It's bad enough that the blacks are out there committing a crime. And the reason why they're doing it is because there's a lack of integrity in the black community, meaning knowing 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 to do the right thing without somebody having to tell you to do it. All right? And all of that comes when you actually have that self-awareness, which is given by God. When you have that self-awareness, when you know that you have to do right without someone having to tell you that you need to do right, then that's when you'll actually go out and do it. But if not, then you're going to have things like this. You're going to have blacks committing crimes and then playing victim when they get caught. And the blacks know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know it's open season. All of these cities that have defunded the police, they're not dumb. They know that there's less police presence, meaning that now they can come out and they can do whatever they want. It's open season on people's businesses because the blacks will come in and they will steal from you. And it's not as if the blacks can't go out and get it on their own. It's the fact that these blacks are in a fallen state. And if you don't have anyone to turn them back to God, this is what's going to continue to happen. All right. We need to start legislating. All right. But I just practically just went off on a whole tangent. The main topic is, why are blacks so disingenuous? Why is it that the blacks are so disingenuous? Why is it? And this woman, Lakeisha Rice, supposedly she's a Christian. We know how most of those black Christians operate. They claim that they're Christian, yet their actions speak otherwise. This is a woman who claims she's a Christian, and is supporting a black thug. And keep in mind, this black guy is a thug. He's a straight, no good thug that was raised by no good parents. And so this black thug commits a crime, and yet she's the first one to defend him and say, "Oh, this is such a shame." Praying for him. Such a shame. Um, Systemic racism and all this other crap that she was saying. I mean, it's obviously black people have known to play the race card and use it as a political ply for them to get away with committing crimes. And the blacks think it's okay. All right. Mark my word when I tell you this. Black people care more about feeling good than doing good. Black people can care less about doing good, but they'll care a whole lot about feeling good. And so I wanted to know, what do you guys think of the matter? Why are the blacks so disingenuous? Why is it that you have the so-called black leaders who are standing up for criminals? And this is not the first take. I mean, we know Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, Ben Crump, and all the rest of them. They're all standing up for black criminals, and they are not telling the truth about what these blacks are really doing. Why is it that no one is willing to tell the blacks that they're doing wrong and guide them towards doing right? Why are most prominent black people, again, the Al Sharpton, the Ben Crump, um, this fat this fat nasty, this fat nasty looking feminist Brittany Cooper, this fat nasty uh peasy headed looking black woman named Brittany Cooper, who came up with this whole facade um about taking away or taking out white people. How is it that they can speak like that, and yet they're not willing to point the finger at the very blacks that are committing a lot of these crimes and are making poor choices and therefore putting themselves in a position that they're in today? Why are blacks so disingenuous? So if you can, click on the link. I would love to hear from you guys. Click on the link. I would love to hear from you guys. Might have to come up with something. I don't know. I might come up with something tomorrow too. Might do another broadcast tomorrow. But click on the link and let me know. Let me know. Amazing. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I will be right back. And if not, then I will. Well, how about this? How about this? I have difficulty here. I'll so how about this? I'll end the broadcast and I'll see if I can check back in. I'll be right back.